What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are working on my Nissan GTR and I'm going to show you how to very inexpensively and easily repaint your brake calipers. Now this is actually not even paint. I'm using a product that is a removable vinyl wrap. I did this on the Supra. It's held up very well in the last 3 weeks, about 400 or 500 miles on the car with it, and everything's holding up really well. So I'm really impressed with the product so far, and I want to change things up for the GTR. So the stock brake calipers are this orange color, which honestly I have never been a fan of. I'm not really a big fan of orange. So what I'm going to do is change them to a red. My goal is pretty much to match the color of my interior, which is this nice red leather. Now, I spent all day yesterday and I did one side, but I have a little trick for you guys. So the kit I bought is this one right here, the Monza Red. It comes with 2 reds and a gray. The gray is used as a base coat, but now let me go ahead and show you what that looks like once it's all done. So if we take a look, it comes out like a very dark black cherry, as you can see. And then I have a silver Brembo logo that I put on it, and I also swapped out to my other Vossen wheel caps rather than the bronze ones. But you can see how it's kind of a dark cherry. Nothing against the color, it looks really nice. It wasn't exactly the color that I was trying to go for, so this was a gray base coat and then the red on top of that. So what I just finished up doing is a test with a white as the base coat. This is the white I used on the Supra, and I only used maybe like 80% of the can to do the whole Supra. So I have plenty more to actually completely do the GTR the way I want to do it. So here is the differences between the 2 different base coats. The one on the left is a white base coat, and then the one on the right is the gray base coat. As you can see, this dark cherry looks exactly like what you saw on the other side of the GTR. This left though is a much nicer color. That's really what I was going for, and the red matches the red on the Vossen caps really well, and the seat's a little bit better. And all of this is about a $50 project and about 4 or 5 hours of work depending on your skill set. And all this stuff I just picked up on Amazon. I'll have all those links down below. I'll have the red one and the white one. So now that you have your car up on jack stands and the wheels and tires are off, it's now time to disassemble part of the brakes if you need to. On the Supra, I didn't have to do anything. The brakes were very simple and I knew I could tape it up very nicely without having any hardware in the way. The GTR has very complex brakes, at least compared to the Supra, so I do need to remove these 2 bolts right here holding in the brake pads, and then the pins as well are going to need to come out, and then the little rubber cap on top of this bleed valve will also have to come off. And then now it's time to clean the calipers, and again, if your car's a little bit more simple, you won't have to do any disassembly. So to clean it, I'm just using a basic wash. Gonna get a lot of the brake dust off with it, and then once that's all done, I'll use the actual spray that the kit came with to help get any oils off of it. With like 95% of the cleaning done, everything is looking really good. Next up, it is tape time. Now the prep work for this project, that's going to be 80% of your result. If you don't prep everything nicely, prep the surface right, tape very nicely, you're not going to get a good result. So I just have some normal painter's tape. I'll have this product as well linked down in the description. Everything I'm using in today's video, even the jack stands and the lifts, I'll have those linked. These are really good low profile jacks that I like. But we're going to tape up the rotor a pretty good amount. And the reason why I took the brake pads out, it gives me much more access to cover the rotor from the inside of this caliper. All the taping all finished up, everything is really nice and covered. Did a good job covering the fenders of the car. You don't really have to worry about overspray too much. I did have my phone get a lot of overspray on it when I did the Supra, and I literally just wiped it off. So it's not like paint, it's not going to actually adhere to your car, which is pretty cool. So now we're gonna do one final cleaning. I'm gonna use the Q-tips, and rather than actually just spraying the caliper, I'm gonna spray the Q-tips off here. That way I don't get water or cleaner all over everything. And now just really go into all the little nooks and crannies just to make sure any little last bit of brake dust or dirt is off. and that way you know everything is covered in this liquid, because this will get all the grease and oils off, which makes the paint adhere. So when you're painting, just do light dustings. I kind of rushed on the other side and got some drips in it. I wasn't really doing it at the best of my abilities, so lightly dust it a few coats at a time. Just take your time with it. The patience will definitely pay off to get a perfect finish. And then you're gonna come back every like 5 minutes or so, do another light dusting like that. 3 or 4 coats should be good for the base coat, and then we'll start coloring. So the white base coat has now been complete. I'm also doing the back side as I go ahead and do the front one now. So the white looks really good, and this is exactly what I have on the Super. I just left the Super white though and did the red Brembo logo. But if you can look carefully, you can tell the finish looks just like an OEM powder coating or paint. That's something I was really impressed with, just the quality of how everything looks. So I'm gonna let that dry for maybe like 10 more minutes, and then we're gonna move on to the color coating. And this seems to come on very wet, so definitely take your time with it. I had some runs on the other side, so I really need to remember to take my time, light dustings, just do multiple coats. That's my best recommendation for you. All right, on to the color coat now. I've been shaking it up a little bit. It should go on very nicely, and as we go coat after coat, it's gonna get thicker and thicker with the coloring and really give you that nice, vibrant, deep red. So with everything painted, cleaned up, put back together, it is now time for the final touch, which is a little Brembo logo. These are also on Amazon, like $5. I'm gonna go with silver because that'll match the new center caps. And one thing I've done is kind of trimmed away all the excess, because this is a transfer decal. That way the least amount of vinyl will actually be touching this, just so there's no stress on this new coating. It's been at least 30 minutes, definitely wait, give it some time. On the other side, like I said, I kind of rushed it, did a little bit too thick of coats, and I'll show you that in just a second. And when I was peeling off the transfer decal, it was peeling the paint off, and it kind of ruined it. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. So that is one completed brake caliper. That is how you successfully paint a brake caliper with a removable vinyl wrap. It is applied like a powder coating or a spray paint. You know, pretty simple to go ahead and do. Not too expensive, about 40 to 50 bucks. And as you can tell, the finish looks just like an OEM powder coating. Literally looks OEM, which is awesome. And then I've already got the rear one all done with the center cap, and you can see just how nice the center ring matches with the color. And then if we flip around to the other side, because remember this was all done with the white base coating, this side is all done with the gray base coating, and as you can see, it's like a deep dark cherry. Way different color. And of course, if you wanted to go with a dark cherry, you could totally do this, but it doesn't really match the center cap, so it wasn't exactly the color that I was going for. So with the other side all done, I've driven the car around just to warm up the calipers a little bit, and I just started peeling off the sticker. So now we're gonna peel off all the vinyl. And if I start peeling off the sticker, you can see how it bubbles up the coating a little bit. And of course, I'm not being conservative trying to peel these off because I wanted to peel the vinyl off, but okay, now this is cool. Check this out. So we are peeling the coating, but look at what's underneath. Original Nissan Perfect, just like you would expect. So I'm still working on some of the peeling off of this original color that I have on here. Of course, they never go as easy as the companies will say. It is peeling off very nicely without damaging the original surface. One trick I'm finding, start from the top, and then the cleaner that this actually comes with, if you spray it on the top a little bit, as you start to peel it down, it basically gets in between it and it actually helps release it from the paint. So I'm finding that's a pretty good way. You can see how much progress I'm making to get this stuff off. Using a heat gun, I don't think really helps. So drive your car around and warm it up that way. That way they're just warm from the inside out. The heat gun I think is a little bit too abrupt. And then one final tip when you are peeling this off, sometimes there's some spots that are just really hard. Take a piece of tape and you can probably see this little bit of red right here. If I take the piece of tape and just cover it real quick and apply some pressure, when I peel the tape off, it peels the vinyl off too. And to show that again on another spot, you can see all the red right in here. I'm gonna put some tape on it and apply pressure, that way you really get it on there. And then peeling this off, you can just see the vinyl coming right up. So that's a really good tip. That seems to do well, and then you can even get some extra leading edges. And that definitely is a great way to start getting more and more of this off. So there you go, that is a wrap for today's video, doing a spray vinyl wrap on the calipers for the GTR. A really cheap and easy way to color change your brake calipers on your car. There are a ton of different colors to choose from, and then all the products and everything you saw in today's video, I'll have Amazon links down in the description so you can do this to your own car. But super easy, pretty quick to do. It does take a few hours to get everything done, so of course, it's not the quickest thing in the world, but for the most part, a removable vinyl wrap like this, pretty nice, looks very OEM. And then I love the new center caps on the Vossen wheels, looking super good. So now the GTR is rid of the ugly orange. I never liked that. Now we got the red accents, very nicely gonna match the red interior. I love how all the red just kind of comes together really, really nicely. But that is a wrap for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for plenty more videos with the GTR and other automotive related videos. But that's it guys, I'll see you next video.